Hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Richard Miner. I'm the Graduate Engagement Officer here at One Spirit Learning Alliance in New York City. And today it is my great pleasure to be here with Nathan Brisby. Nathan, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Richard.
Nathan, you are a graduate of the Interspiritual Seminary, class of 2000, currently working as a dean for the Interspiritual Counseling Program. And we are so grateful that you're part of our community. How long have you been working with the Interspiritual Counseling Program?
Well, I'm a newbie. I'm just finishing up my first year as a dean.
Well, that's very exciting. And can you tell me what is it that you love the most about the Interspiritual Counseling Program?
This community of people that are involved with the Interspiritual Counseling Program are just so beautiful and dedicated to being of service in the world, and just hanging out with folks like that is just like pure joy.
I know that we have a really, really great team working with the Interspiritual Counseling Program. Tell me, what do you think makes the Interspiritual Counseling Program unique?
The program is the only program that I know of that educates people on spiritual counseling with an interspiritual lens. There's a number of programs out there that are spiritual direction training programs, and usually those come with kind of a Christian bent. So there's that, but then I'd also add that what makes it unique is just the quality of the folks that are lecturing and staffing the program is just incredible. And as I mentioned also, I think in some ways, because we bring in such high quality people, the students are also really high quality, and they tend to do some really miraculous work in the world. And I think the impact that the ISC students are making in the world is really motivating for me, and I think it makes for a fun time also.
That sounds like it must be really, really rewarding work. Can you tell me this? You said this was your first year. What do you bring to the ISC program?
Well, I've had a counseling practice for a number of years, and my counseling practice is focused in on 3 different communities. So I'm trying to serve the animal welfare community, particularly animal welfare professionals. I have a background as someone who worked in that community for a while. I also have a background as somebody that worked with a Broadway community. And so that is the second community that I work with. And then as a gay person, I also work a lot with the LGBTQIA+ community. And so those communities are very special to me, and they have unique needs. And so I can bring some knowledge about those to the program. I also have an MBA with an emphasis in organizational psychology, and have worked and led learning and development teams in a number of different organizations. And I think because of that, I bring sort of that lens on what does learning look like and what does transformational learning look like. And hopefully that knowledge gets passed on to students that are in my deanship.
Well, so you bring a really broad set of experience and a broad set of skills to the ISC program and to the students that you're working with. Can you tell me, how do you think the ISC program impacts your students?
Yeah, I think there's something about learning in a community that's really healing for people. So much of what we got taught early on about learning is that you're learning alongside people, but you're not necessarily learning with people. And because of the kind of work that spiritual counseling requires, that becomes part of the work, is learning how to open your heart in front of other people and with other people. And this program, just like the seminary program, is asking people to learn via self-exploration. The premise of that is you can't companion someone where you haven't journeyed yourself. And so that's really what I think we're doing. I think ISC also impacts students just in the way that through that learning, you end up developing your own presence as a counselor. And that's a really powerful gift that I'm hoping all of our students walk away from the program having developed.
It sounds like this is a very, very powerful experience for people. Can you tell me, how does this experience apply to ministry?
Yeah, I think ministry, the idea of ministry in the world has not been modeled very well for us. I think the general premise of ministry has been this transactional thing of, I know some things that I need to teach you, parishioner. And I think ISC, just like the seminary program, is turning that on its head and saying ministry is about not knowing, about maintaining curiosity, about presencing each individual's connection to the divine over our egoic sense that we need to teach them how to do that. Ministry is listening to people deeply, and ministry is helping people get rid of the things that are in the way of them directly connecting to God and the divine. And ISC, I think, really builds a lot of tools that help you as a counselor be able to articulate what is it that facilitates this connection, and also how can you sit with someone who's struggling without making them feel like they are their struggle, while still allowing them to really know this connection is the deepest thing that's available to them. This connection to the divine is the deepest thing available to them. And that sense of their own wholeness cannot be hurt. That's just abiding within each and every one of us. And I feel like when people really experience that, that's healing.
That sounds really powerful, and it's amazing that there is a program that can help transmit these ideas and philosophies to people and teach them how to apply them in ministry as well as in counseling. What is the one thing you would tell someone who is considering taking the ISC program?
I think we need you. I think the world needs you. And the fact that you're considering this program says volumes about where your next step should be. And so if you're someone who's thinking about ISC, I would say follow your curiosity. And I hope that next step is ISC.
Nathan, thank you so much for sharing your talents and your skills with us here at One Spirit. And thank you for taking the time to do this interview and share yourself with our community. I will very much look forward to seeing you around the halls of One Spirit.
Thanks. I'll see you soon.